Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another predictions video, and in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Arthur versus Suarez fight. If you aren't around here though and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, going into this fight, Arthur is 22-1 with 15 KOs, and Suarez is 18-1 with 17 KOs. This fight is for the vacant IBO World Light Heavyweight title. Arthur's last fight was a win via unanimous decision versus Crichton, and Suarez's last fight was a win via TKO in round 3 versus Casada. Arthur's loss came via KO in round 4 versus Yard in 2021, and Suarez's loss came via KO in round 1 versus Ramirez in 2022. This fight was meant to happen in March, but Suarez had some sort of, I don't know if it was a medical problem or weight making problem, some sort of issue kept him out of that fight, and I don't know if that's possibly still going to be playing any bit of a factor. Of course, that was back in March, so a while ago now. But let's speak about what I just said. Arthur's last fight wasn't really that good of a showing from Arthur. It was a fight which Crichton really boosted his brand and his name in the process of that fight because he performed well. He came in on short notice, delivered a good performance. Arthur even said after the fight that it wasn't the best. Seemingly, maybe he was overlooking because it was a short notice fight and maybe wasn't hoping as much or really working as hard because of it not being who he thought it would be. Of course, now it is, and maybe that's going to add a little bit of extra oomph to his work, I suppose. But Suarez's last fight, I mean, it was coming off the back of the loss, and it was good to see him get a stoppage again and back to winning ways, and that's always important for confidence. And I mean, they've both suffered quite big defeats and been able to bounce back. I mean, the Suarez versus Ramirez one was a big one. Of course, it was only last year, wasn't that long ago, and is that possibly going to be playing a factor still? You don't really know. Of course, Arthur's won. He's had a few fights since then, and obviously he's not coming off the best of performances, but still a win nonetheless. So it will be interesting to see where Suarez's mindset really is. But let's speak about the fighters. So Arthur, as a fighter, I mean, he's patient. He keeps his range quite well. He's got strong straight shots. He knows how to kind of rebuild even if he is losing the fight and the momentum's against him. He knows how to rebuild and regroup and get back into fights. Everything really is off his jab, and fundamentally he is very strong. He's never really out of the fight. Like I said, he can flip the momentum quite well and make adjustments during the fight. He will kind of punch through you, punch through your guard. He plants his feet well, and like I said, them fundamentals are good. He's got a very good jab. He has the straight 1-2 down to a T, and that is impressive. And the fact that he will pretty much show everything off the jab, keep the range well, it's going to be difficult for any fighter to really get up in close and really put on a display where it was in close. But if he does get in close, he did struggle against Crichton when Crichton was putting on the pressure and was getting in close. And like I said, maybe it just wasn't something that he was expecting to be the case. But the way he will punch through you is impressive and means he will and does hit hard and does have his own power and is physically strong and does try and kind of use his physicality and height, I suppose, to an extent, and his build to kind of put it on you in that sense. But it's impressive, it's good. He's got him to this level, world title level, obviously not one of the major bodies, but still world title level, so it is good, it is impressive. His negatives, he does struggle under pressure. Like I said, he's got a bit of a low guard, he can get overly comfortable at times. He's not got amazing body movement, good head movement, not amazing body movement. He can be backed up, he's not got a massive output, quite a low output. He does leave his punches out a little bit, he's not always quite quick with his hands as he necessarily should be. He's a bit of a slow starter, does struggle on the inside. Like I said, he's got all of the pressure on him. He does show a lack of variation in his punches at times. Like I said, he's got the 1-2 down straight shots, but not necessarily always anything else or much else to show other than them two shots. He can be, like I said, that kind of links to him being a bit basic at times, and he does panic a bit under pressure. And he showed that against Crichton when he was on the back foot. He was getting put up against the ropes. He wasn't looking that impressive, and he is that bit of a slow starter. And Crichton really put it on him. And Suarez, I feel like, could possibly do that, and that's where you may struggle a little bit. And he just can't get too comfortable. Can't just do the same thing over and over again and suspect too much success really. and I feel like he's going to have to improve on the inside, even if that is just hugging on to Suarez and then popping an occasional uppercut or occasional body shot. At least that's something a bit different, and that's something which I feel like he's going to need to show in this fight. Suarez as an opponent, he's got arguably no pressure. Of course there's a pressure of the world title, but it's nowhere near as much pressure as what you'd think Lyndon Arthur has going into this. He's powerful, he's got a solid jab, good shot selection, good combinations. He wants the centre of the ring, he's aggressive, he can push you back, he doesn't do too much, he gains confidence, he's composed, he tees off well, he can close out the fight well, and I quite like Suarez as a fighter. He's going to be coming in here as the underdog by far, and somebody who a lot of fighters and possibly Lyndon Arthur might be underestimating, and I like how he will stay in the centre of the ring, show his combinations, use his combinations, throw to the body, throw to the head, and be powerful in them shots as well. It's nice to see when he is landing at a mid-range, and he can land well in close as well. Maybe not overly as good in close either. I don't think this is going to be too much of an in-close fight, depending on if Suarez will push Arthur back or not, which he might do, I don't know. He's aggressive enough to do so, so I think he probably will end up pushing him back. I think that will end up being the game plan, to be honest, and it's nice to see that he doesn't do too much. He'll throw, he's not overly reckless, he'll throw his combinations, then take his time with it, maybe not step back as much as what you need to do because he's not got the best of movements, but he does that well. I think he's got a better shot selection than what Lyndon Arthur has, and good combinations. Be interesting to see how the battle for the centre of the ring will go, who will give it up more, but we'll have to wait and see. His negatives, this is a big step up for him in opponents, and he has lost against that lesser opponent in my opinion, but to be fair, Ramirez is still a good opponent as well. He's been stopped in the process quite badly. It was quite a big knockout as well, not crazily big, but it was quite big as well, and as of recent as well. He's got a bit of a low guard, he is open to counters, and he does keep his head straight level at times, or quite a lot of the times, and it can stand a bit straight on at times as well, and he's not got that much defensive movement or movement really in general. He's not that fast. He has had problems outside the ring, like I mentioned, with the fact that his last fight, well, the fight didn't get made the last time. He's a bit smaller. I feel like he is more used to and does better against when he is the bigger opponents, or when he is the bigger opponent. He's can be quite visible with his shots because he's not overly fast. It can be a little bit predictable at times. He struggles under pressure a bit himself as well, and can get dragged into the opponent's fight, and I feel like he did do that and did struggle with that against Ramirez. Ramirez really dragged him into a fight, and when he is throwing, there is definitely opportunities to counter, and he will take a fair share of shots, and that necessarily means that Arthur can land his shots, probably will land big shots in the process, and I think this could be a good fight. I think this could be a competitive fight. I think it could be an entertaining fight, and it would be interesting to see who does come out on top. Arthur is the clear favourite for this fight, though of course he is the one with the following and the one that's got the backing of Wasserman as well, and I think that Suarez will win via TKO in round 5. I think Arthur is a bit too much of a slow starter. I feel like his confidence maybe even knocked a little bit over the since the Crichton fight, and I think Suarez will put it on him early on. He probably will get caught with a few shots. I think he could even get knocked down, Suarez, but I feel like Suarez will overwhelm Arthur, put him on the back foot, really tee off when he is on the ropes, and he's good at doing that, Suarez, and I think Suarez will find success, wear him down, and get an early-ish stoppage round 5, and create that kind of big upset really, and go against the odds, I suppose. And where does he go on to next after that? I mean, of course, Wasserman will probably want a rematch, but I don't know if they get one. So Yard is another possible opponent. Of course, coming off the loss, that could be a good fight for him. Gvodzik, I don't know if I pronounced that right. He's another highly ranked light heavyweight from Ukraine. That could be a good fight. Or Richards, another highly ranked fighter, could get him back into world title level fights, and that could be an entertaining fight in the process. I think he's been out of the ring for a little while now, but either way, that could be another good fight. I feel like there'll be a few options there and around for him if he does win this, so it's why it's a big opportunity for him. and I mean I'm going against the odds with my prediction. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you did need, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.